It's time for Inside Hart County Football with Coach Rance Gillespie. Recorded in Studio 604B in the Hart College and Career Academy. Here's your host, Doc Ayers.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Inside Hart County Football. I'm Doc Ayers, joined by Coach Gillespie. 2-0. Long time since you got this program can claim wins over Elbert and Stevens.
We're really excited, Doc. Really excited for our kids, and I think I said last week, it is it's been a process to get us here, and it's been more than a summer's worth of work. It's been 2 years worth of work to get to this point that we're at, and I think our kids certainly deserve the success that they're enjoying right now, but it's still not where we want to be. And I talked about that on Friday with our kids. I did not think that we played well offensively. I thought that we made a lot of mistakes and that it just wasn't as clean as it had been the previous 2 weeks. And defensively, I thought we played pretty well. We had one drive there where we imploded a little bit. And I had a couple of penalties, and there's just some things that were becoming uncharacteristic of who we are. And I thought special teams were up and down. But with those things being said, I'm really proud of our football team, and we're excited to be 2-0.
Talking about Friday night, offensively, two backs over 100 yards. Luke continues to throw it at a real good rate, 68% for the year. But that's all moot point if it's not for the offensive line.
No doubt. I think Coach Gentry's done a great job with those kids over the last 2 years, and they have developed a culture all of their own, and that's really what you want with those guys up front. And we've got 7 or 8 guys that are contributing to that group. We got some young guys that we look forward to growing and fitting into those roles, and we want to become a football program that's kind of offensive line centered, and that's when you're headed in the right direction. Because in order to be good up there, you're going to have to be good in the weight room. You're going to have to be strong. You're going to have some size, which we're blessed that we do, and you're going to have a physical toughness. And those are things that we want, to be kind of trademarks of our program. So we're excited about those guys. And you're right, they've played really well.
Let's look at the first half of the ball game Friday night up at Toccoa. Stevens kicks off.
Yeah, they won the toss, elected to defer until the second half, and they had kind of sprayed it around and put the ball in some different places, and so we went with what we call a speed wedge, put some faster bodies out on the field, and a good return there out of Scooter. Yeah, get off to a good start, get things fit up on our outside zone play, and put the ball on the ground, and can't do that. And like I said, we had a couple of turnovers on Friday, but thought our defense came out and played really well. Good play out of Jablin. I thought on the first play on the little XB play there, our defense fit it really well. Fit the trap pretty good. And Stevens offensively has some weapons. The Spurlock and the number 3, and of course the wideout who got loose on us a couple of times. They got some people that you have to account for.
Get the 3 and out, and get the ball back. Go right back with Malachi.
Yeah, and we got a couple of different schemes that we're mixing and matching, and a lot of things going on in order for that to be successful. And certainly, like you referred to earlier, those 5 guys up front are a big piece of that. Of course, those 2 tight ends are a big piece of that. And what I'm really proud of is the stuff that we're getting out on the perimeter, especially in the run game, and how much we have improved there. From an offensive standpoint, and the pride that our guys take in blocking on the perimeter.
They do a great job, and if you don't get 200 yards out of your tailbacks if all the pieces don't fit.
Right, and I think you said that we had two backs for over 100. One was like 126, one was 118, something like that. Is that correct? And kind of able to move it around and mix it around a little bit. Austin with a great punt there.
He had a great day.
Yeah, he came in and had two big plays, and what a weapon special teams can be for you and should be, and we want to continue to work to improve there. You pin the ball inside the 10 like we just did there, and their chances of driving the field on you and putting up a touchdown become
very slim.
Very, very slim. I think it's below 10%. So it's a big play that maybe is not as recognized as it should be.
Great job up front there by Burton.
Yeah, Corbin and Kamen and continue to play well. I thought Jay Merritt showed some improvement this week, and JT is continuing to get better. So, and we're actually developing a little depth there. I thought our punt return team played really well, and we got some mileage out of our punt return team. And that's a big effort down for kids. It's open field blocking, and it's a place where historically you've seen kids that maybe want to take a play off on a play like that, and our kids have not. Our kids have played hard in the special teams, which I think is a big deal.
They enjoy it. Good screen there.
Yeah, nice run out of Kane, and that's the block that Elrod gave him on the pull there to get it started was outstanding.
Somebody who looks no bigger than Malachi does a great job running between the tackles.
He does. He's got good visions, and he's got good patience, and he understands what we're trying to do with our runs.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people think that a back it's a feel thing, it's a natural thing. I disagree. I think that you have to coach backs. I think that they're a much better player when they understand where the ball's going to hit, where the ball's going to be placed. I don't know who thought that was a highlight, but obviously it was.
that would slip through the editorial staff.
But we're getting better there, and I think Renzo is hitting the ball better. He's hitting the ball more solid, and I think he's doing a really great job with his kickoffs and his kickoff placement. But I think both of our backs, and I think that's what makes Malachi special is he understands so much. He's very bright, and has a really good feel for what he's doing running the football.
Good job up front.
Better job fitting the waggle, and did a good job fitting some things defensively that we have not. Struggled with this drive, and again, not two of our better plays, but able to come back and hit a play similar to one that we had set up earlier, and Luke puts a good ball on it. Malachi makes a play for us and get the ball out to midfield. But, I think one of the big pieces of this game that maybe escaped everybody, it's the final was 26-13, but I think we controlled the football game because of what we were able to do offensively. We had roughly 65 plays. Now that's counting some penalties and some things like that, but we were able to control the football game and kind of keep them off the field, and it was kind of a way that we wanted to play.
Yeah.
And maybe not quite as explosive as we were against Elbert, but did some good things in controlling the game. Good effort here out of Blake, getting it in the end zone. Yeah. Give us a touchdown, and then go for two-point conversion. Preston gets it in there for the two-point conversion.
So it's 14-0 kickoff again. I think this one down to the 10, which is where you want it.
He's giving us good placement on the ball too. The ball is typically right there on the bottom of the numbers, and that's where you want it. You would love to be able to place the ball at the 10 to 5 yard line on the bottom of the numbers every time, unless he just puts it in the end zone. So he's doing a really good job with that. One of the things that you worry about when you play wing T teams is the waggle, because it looks so.
It's bread and butter to that offense.
So much like like the buck and the trap, and we did a good job differentiating between them. Good job on the catch by Preston there to give us a third and makeable and pick it up and just try to get a couple of things going here to.
In the half.
Yeah, we were going to take a shot, but it was like we would do something and be kind of conservative with it, and then get the ball moved, and then we would do something to shoot ourselves in the foot. That's a tunnel screen in that situation, pretty conservative call. Draw play in that situation, pretty conservative call. So it wasn't like we were just killing it, going after it. But another good punt there out of Austin. This good effort out of Mate, and it barely gets into the end zone.
Get us on the waggle there for a little bit.
Screenplay, yeah, and they had enough speed. 5 and 3 could run, and they got the ball on the perimeter on us a couple of times. We're in a nickel here, and it's a little bit different. We only got three down linemen in this situation. It's right before the half.
Good pressure up front there. Thought going to the half, even with like as you said, the mistakes, ball game we had good control of the ball game.
We did, but here's what I told our kids after the game, and here's what I want to continue to preach to the kids, is it's never about the opponent, it's never about the scoreboard. It's about us, and obviously we saw enough on there to know that we had not played our best.
No.
And that we're capable of playing a better brand, cleaner brand of football, and that's what we want to do.
Okay. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll look at the second half. You're watching Inside Hart County Football.
I'm Logan Bennett, and I'm back on Dog Talk with my boy Jabriel Martin. So Friday, y'all traveled to Stevens County to play the Indians. But not only just y'all, but Hart County went with y'all. How does it feel to have your fans' support on your side?
It feels great knowing that your city is behind you, supporting you, and hearing them cheer, it motivates you.
So your first game back, you get player of the game. When did you find out that you was player of the game?
They told me I was player of the game Tuesday, and they gave me the game ball, and that was the best feeling.
So that was a real happy moment for you. So
yeah.
what exactly was going through your mind, and how did that motivate you for the next game?
It just pushed me to try to get it again, make big plays, execute.
So with it being your first game back after you missed the Elbert County game, how did that motivate you for the Stevens County game and prepare you?
Since I missed the Elbert County game, it put a big chip on my shoulder, and I knew I had to come back strong.
So let's talk about why you missed the Elbert County game. What exactly happened?
I dislocated my shoulder in the scrimmage against Washington Wilkes.
So let's talk about that. How did that happen? For that to happen at the game?
It was towards the end, and I went to go make a tackle, and when I wrapped around him, my shoulder just popped out.
So how was the recovery for that? What did you do to help that?
I was seeing the trainer Trey, going to the doctor, and he therapy and stuff like that. Trying to get it back.
Yeah. So at the end of the game, you had caught an interception to seal the game. Did you already know that the game was over when you caught it, or how was that?
Yeah, it was a few seconds left, and I caught the pick, and that ended the game.
So then after the play, you got the turnover chain.
Mm-hmm.
So what was going through your mind whenever you got the turnover chain when you walked off the field?
Oh, when you put that chain on, that's the best feeling. It make you feel special.
Word. That's all we got, though. I'm going to be with y'all again on the next Dog Talk, for sure. Hart County High School is about academics, sports and training, bulldog chow, reading, teamwork, brilliant minds, preparing for the future. Hart County High School is the school made for us.
The Hart County College and Career Academy provides new and improved learning opportunities to students in our community. With new technology and equipment in every classroom, students have the resources to ensure a better education. We guarantee that the Hart County College and Career Academy will further prepare students for their future and their careers. Hart County College and Career Academy, preparing students for their future.
14-0, come out to start the third quarter. You mentioned going to break about playing to our standard. How big is that first 5 minutes of the third quarter?
It was huge, because you want to see how your kids respond. Because we challenged them at halftime. We challenged them to play better. We challenged them to play cleaner. We challenged them to, to win their individual battles. And if you win 11 individual battles and you take care of your 9%, well, that's 99%. And us collectively will take care of that extra one. So that's and you always want to get out to a good start, regardless of the situation. You want to play well, and on every down. And I told them, I said, you play the way you're supposed to, you shouldn't punt in the second half. And if I'm not mistaken, we didn't.
No.
We did not score on a couple of opportunities that we probably should have. But I thought we played better. And listen, our kids are playing hard. Okay, I promise you that, and our kids will continue to play hard. I think defensively, you see us flying to the football. I think on offense, you see us, again, blocking on the perimeter, and on effort plays, we're playing with the enthusiasm, the intensity, and the effort that we need to be. And then, of course, in our special teams, I've already commented on that.
Yeah.
So,
all right, let's look at the second half. Kickoff to start the second half. Again, down around the 10.
Yeah, getting it. And again, it's almost, it looks like a repeat, because he's placed the ball really well for us, and it becomes a deal where you can actually get into a rhythm on your coverage.
It sounds fun, but if those 10 guys running down know that the football's 9 times out of 10 is going to be there, it makes their job a whole lot easier.
It's a whole lot easier knowing that it's going to be in one spot instead of a 53 1/3 yard wide field. So,
yeah. Mishandled exchange.
Yeah, I mean, not a great way to start. Start the game, one in a turnover. Start the second half, one in a turnover, and but.
I thought defensively we played well because it took them 8 to get in.
Yeah, and again, right here, okay, they've made face guarding a legal play, all right? So if there is no contact, now we make contact there, okay? Yeah. But if there is no contact, there is no foul.
Right.
Okay, you can now face guard in high school football. And so there should have to be contact. But, we have 2 penalties there. We have a third on a personal foul, which is unacceptable. And, so we keep that drive alive. And, was it the pressure that we felt from the turnover and giving up the ball on the 25, which is unacceptable? I don't know. But did not play great football. That whole little exchange, come out with a penalty or a turnover, come out with them in great field position and sticking the ball in on you. So, but I think from this point on, we kind of settled down and played the way that we're capable of playing. I thought JL gave us some quality reps and really ran the ball hard and did some really good things for us. And the screen game continues to,
Get better.
Be good to us, and it has. Just don't quite get that one hooked up, and Kane got kind of jammed coming out of a second break there, and just didn't get that hooked up.
Good job, Coach.
6 is a good player. The wideout is a good player, and able to hold him in check, except for the one big play.
Yeah.
And Malachi was cramping. He tried to go, and just ended up not being able to. But
He is real close to taking one to the house.
yes, and look forward to seeing that. So.
Good job up front.
A little toss play that's been good to us. I thought this was well executed, well timed. Luke gives it to him right on the out, and Kane again had 5 or 6 catches for right at 75 yards, and played well for us. Good job out of Kobe of freeing himself up, and this is a big first down now. It's one that we absolutely have to have.
Good job. Good response to their score.
No doubt. It's a big drive. Big drive.
Take a chance and go for 2.
Go for 2, and don't get the
quite
depth that we need on the route, and come up a little short there.
Get the ball back to midfield. Loose. Got
to do a better job with our coverage there. Obviously sometimes your coverage gets compromised because of a penalty, and obviously that was one of the reasons that they got the ball out there, since they had to bring that one back. Just being able, we got some yards off of this, okay? I think we averaged 20 yards on our punt returns, which is huge. You got a kid that's punting at 20, and we're taking it 20 back on average.
That's about 0.
Or punting at 40 and taking it back 20, rather.
Great run there.
Yeah, good run on the power. Good fit out of JL. It was well blocked up front, and good job.
The game is slowing down for him. He's understanding things a lot more.
Yeah.
And getting confidence. And that bodes well.
We had a penalty on that last play, so we were able to kick that one in the end zone. And certainly you just want to take away opportunities from the opponent, especially in this situation.
And that's the one where 6 gets loose.
This kind of made it a ball game again,
They go for 2. And good job being awake on the shovel pass. Malachi.
Yeah. Come back with the inside zone and split them, and JL has gotten faster over the last year, and had a couple of really nice runs for us. And last play, and we just don't want to do anything crazy, and just kind of play it safe and keep them pinned back.
Yep. They get a little bit of a gash there.
Yeah, you're gonna have to survive, 1 or 2 little runs that a good football team's gonna make at you, and we did. We cannot give opponents some of the opportunities that we gave them. Good play there out of Jabril to kind of get the thing sealed, and that's the best play in football.
That's the favorite formation.
No doubt. No doubt.
Coach, we've seen 2 wing tees, arguably slightly similar to each other, but the one tomorrow night is completely different.
Right.
That's old-fashioned wishbone.
Yeah, it's a double slot option. What Georgia Tech has been up until this year, and it takes a lot of discipline to play against that style. There's always a dive, a quarterback, and a pitch on most of their offensive snaps, and you have to have assignment-oriented schemes, assignment-oriented football. which you really do on everything, but especially when you're playing against this style of offense. And if you don't, one of those phases can get out on you in quite a hurry.
We played them last year over at Commerce, and I wanted to ask you, after the first quarter, as you said, when we getting used to the fits, from that point forward, that was, to me, was kind of the turning point in where we were going in this journey.
Right.
Guys got used to it and started playing, and that's continued through this year. How big is this one tomorrow night as a measuring stick?
Again,
For us.
we don't measure ourselves by opponents,
No.
okay? And I don't care if we're playing the Falcons.
No.
Okay, so I would say it's not.
Okay.
It's our next opponent, and we want to win the football game. And that's the way that we want to approach that. If it's Commerce or, like I said, the Atlanta Falcons, it doesn't matter. We want to win our next game because that's our job, and we want to be at our best and play our best because that's kind of the goal, and that's kind of the process, and that's what we want to focus on.
All right, well, Friday night, the state's 5th-ranked team comes to town and need a large, loud, and proud crowd.
Absolutely. We've had great fan support. I think we had great following in Stevens County.
I'm not so sure we didn't have more than Stevens did.
That was awesome to see all of that orange in the stadium, and just appreciate everybody's support.
Okay. All right. So next week we'll be talking about Stevens, previewing Madison. Might get into a couple other conversations. For Rance Gillespie, this is Doc Ayers saying thank you, good night, and we'll see you next week on Inside Hart County Football.